Welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I'm working on 2 hops, combining them into one layout. The first hop is a monthly hop that Brianna over at My Life on Paper hosts for us each month. It is Stamp It Like It's Hot. Each month she gives us a prompt to help us use our stamps. This is one of those things that I feel like I don't use enough in my stash, and I was very happy to join this hop and play along. There is a playlist for the year for Stamp It Like It's Hot down below in that description box. This month's prompt is to stamp an image and color it. And I have pulled out this Pink Fresh Studios stamp set called Brighter Days. It has a matching stencil and die set, so I will run through stamping one of those for you, and then I will stamp a few more because I'm going to use more than one set of these on my layout. And here comes Jaspy. He thinks that he needs to be right in the way. The second hop that I'm going to be working on this month is the monthly themed hop that is hosted over on PaperCrafting YouTubers. It is Adventure August, and I'm going to be scrapbooking about my greatest adventure. This is a photo of me. I'm roughly 33 weeks pregnant with my first child here, and I am in the hospital because I am a high-risk pregnancy. I actually go into preterm labor just because my body thinks that's the cool thing to do. It's not, but okay. And I did it with all of my pregnancies. So I am using the stamp set that I showed you, but I'm also going to be using my August counterfeit kit. I put together a humongous kit. I will link my blog over for you so that you can see my choices for this kit as well as my thought process. You can also see pictures of my kit on my Instagram account. I do not do a video for kit building typically. I have 3 pieces of pattern paper here. I have a set of stamps. I have a set of Pink Fresh Studios dies, some chipboard, and this set of stamps is from Allie Edwards Story Kits. These are some October afternoon tile letters, some white cardstock that I've cut down so that I can stamp, and some Rosie Studios gold bits, and some Buttons Galore and More sparklets. These are little tiny shiny hearts that I put in my kit. So I'm going to pause. We're going to get started, and I'm going to first show you the stamping process. So I am going to be using my Tim Holtz stamp platform. I do have a Misty, but it's 12 by 12. This is much smaller and easier to work with for smaller papers. I love my Misty. It actually does work better than this one, but this one was handy, and like I said, it's smaller. And so I know you can't really see what I just did, but I stamped the flowers, or I will be stamping the flowers in Misty Coast. That's a Pink Fresh Studios ink. Those are my stamping inks, and I'm using my press tool, which looks like a table hockey thing that you can use to send the puck back and forth. It's exactly what it looks like, but it's actually a stamp thing. I know MK Gun makes some really pretty stamp press tools as well. You can find those on her site. So these stencils come in, I believe there's 5, there might be 6. And you just color your image in layers. I am using washi tape to adhere it down to my mat because I'm messy, and I want to make sure that I get the inks only in the places where I want them. I'm going to be using sweet mustard first, and I'm going to color 2 of the flowers with the sweet mustard, and then I'm going to come in with peach fuzz and color the other 2 flowers with it. That way I get 2 different colors of flowers on my layout. So as you can see, the peach fuzz is a really light color. When I apply it with my brush, it's super light. So I kind of go over the image a couple of times because I want to get it a little bit darker than the initial brush on. You can especially see that in the second flower that I did. Now I am leaving the washi tape on each stencil because, like I said, there's several stencils since this is a ink layering technique, and it does make it easier for you if you leave the washi tape on there. I end up doing 3 sets of these in total. I only do 1 on camera so that you can see the process, or at least my process. There may be a better way to do it, I don't know, but this is what I do. So now I'm using, this is Sun Marigold. I used Marigold for the floral centers. And the Marigold will also be used on the yellow flowers for the accent pieces. So as soon as I get the washi tape in here, I'll open that back up and use it on this stencil as well. And this just gives some really beautiful accents. The one that I use on top of Peach Fuzz is Sunset, I think is the name of it. And it is a really, or sun-kissed. It is a beautiful color. And I could see making that mom there with that color and then a darker shade of orange for some more fall layouts. It is just a gorgeous, gorgeous color. Now this stencil here also has some words on it, and of course I'm not going to be using the words. Now we're going to ink up the leafy bits, and I start with, I think this is Fresh Pear, and I want to make sure that my stencil is lined up properly. And this is a very light green. You could go with darker. I know that my accents are in olive, and it is a much darker green than this one, but I really love how these turned out. For me, this is the easiest way to color a stamped image. I don't seem to have the skills to hand color with Copic markers. I've tried a few times and my results are only okay. They're not great, and maybe it's a patience thing, I don't know, or just a I don't know how thing, but this is an easy way for me to do this, and I actually enjoy doing this. A lot of times I will bring out a bunch of these stamped images all at once and color them all at once. So here's a close-up of those images, and now I'm ready to start building my layout. All right, the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stamp a phrase on that chipboard label that you see there, and it says, "Here's what I'm growing now." And of course, I'm growing a baby, but I just thought it was kind of funny, so I'm going to put that on my journaling spot just for fun and then set it aside. I used Memento ink to stamp that. It was the top ink in my pile of black inks, so I would typically use my VersaFine instead, and I think the VersaFine would have given a darker stamped image, but this is fine. I cut my black and white doily apart, and as you can see, I put one on the left top and one on the right bottom. My title is going to be "My Greatest Adventure Awaits," and I didn't think about how long or how large these letters are. And it's a good thing that I'm not trying to glue them down as I place them on the layout, because I would be in huge trouble. As you can see, I keep having to push them over to make room for all of them, you know, simply because the word adventure is a long word and these alphas are very, very big. I purchased these alphas a long time ago, and I don't think I've actually used them. Now, one of the things I like to do when I die cut titles or alphas is I die cut 2 to 3 of each letter, and I stack them, and that gives you some texture and depth like you would see with thickers, and I really like that look. I learned that trick from Jennifer McGuire on her YouTube channel. She's a great card maker. But this was a really great tip, and it helps me to feel like using my alpha dies or my word dies a lot more often than I would, because I just don't like the flat look of flat stickers or flat titles. So this just brings in that depth. So now I'm layering up some of these flowers kind of around my photo, and everything's moving because nothing, of course, is glued down, but I'm just kind of playing at this point, trying to get things where I think that they're going to end up. And I end up liking how it comes out. Now, what I'm doing next is I'm going to go ahead and open up this little thing of sparklets from Buttons Galore and More. You've heard me say that I used to design for them, and they sent tons of product. This is one of the items that they sent that I never even opened during my tenure as a design team member. There was always so much beautiful product to play with, and I'm not complaining. It's because it's gorgeous, but I never, unless I worked with it on a daily basis every single month during my tenure as a design team member, there is no possibility that I would have been able to use up all of that product. Again, not complaining because it's gorgeous. By the way, it's not recommended to dump your little container of those on the table. It's a pain in the neck to clean up. I realized that I forgot to add in some of the gold pieces that I wanted to use, so I turned the camera back on to add a couple of these leafy bits. These are gorgeous, and this is the only way this girl ever uses glitter on her layouts. It has to come pre-packaged. All right, I am finished with this layout. Off camera, I did move things around just a little bit because I lost my place, but I got things on here pretty close to where they were to begin with. I did kind of move my flowers on this side around a little bit. I really wanted to add in these gold pieces that I included in my kit, and I'm pretty happy with the way that this turned out. Thank you so much for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe to my channel. You guys are helping me to grow this channel, and I'm so grateful, and I cannot do it without you. So please continue to like and comment and subscribe. If you are not a subscriber, I would love to have you subscribe. I do interact with my subscribers, so if you have a question for me about this layout or any techniques I might have used, just drop them below and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. You guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.